begin today, there are a few folks that I'd like to give a special thank you to. So if you're in the room as I announce your name, I would love for you to stand up so we can acknowledge you. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge our planning committee. So I'd like to start with Bob Grimmie, David McNair, Julie Beal, Christine Tompkins, Kate Pandolfo, Ellie Horgan, Dorothy Gasparo, Barbara Luby, Rita Rios, Alice Picardo, Kelly Slade, and Mitch Levy. And I can't forget the superstar of the committee, Donna Rogowski. So please, everybody, give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. I also need to thank our sponsors. As you know, we have a couple of vendors out in the breakfast area. So we have Candid Career and Career Coach. So please give them a round of applause for sponsoring us. Thank you so much. And this conference really is a collaborative effort. So we also have sponsorships from the Department of Education, the Department of Labor and Workforce Development, the New Jersey Council of County Colleges, and also the New Jersey Community College Counselors Association. So we are just thrilled by everyone's participation in being able to pull off this amazing event for today. So we think that you are in for a thrill today. Before I begin, I just want to give you a very brief overview of the Center for Student Success, because I'm sure some of you aren't familiar with the work that we're doing. So our mission really is to support the 19 community colleges across the state of New Jersey to help increase successful experiences and outcomes for our students. We do that using a guided pathways framework. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the guided pathways movement that's happening really across the nation, it's all about helping students establish a pathway. So the idea here is that we are creating very clear pathways for our students. We're making sure significant learning experiences happen while they're traveling down that path. And then we have to help them figure out and provide that guidance. How do they choose a pathway that really works for them? And how do they stay on that pathway? So you're going to hear really that the joint effort of many paths is really about the Department of Education, the Department of Labor and Workforce Development, the Center for Student Success, and the New Jersey Council of County Colleges, working collaboratively to help partner and really help our students achieve success and determine what career path is best for them so that it leads to a positive outcome. We are very fortunate in New Jersey. We were one of the first to be a center that was funded through the Kresge Foundation. There are currently 13 states across the nation that have centers for student success, and New Jersey was among the first 3 centers. So we're very proud of that. And the benefit of that is that we have national partners such as the Jobs for the Future organization that provide support to the networks. So I just wanted to make sure that you know that this center is really part of a national movement, and we are just thrilled to be a part of that, because at the end of the day, what that does is helps us move success initiatives forward here in New Jersey. At this point, I want to introduce Dr. Lawrence Nespoli, who is going to introduce our keynote speaker. All right? Okay, you can go to the podium. Go ahead.
We had a presentation earlier this week by a gentleman, Chuck Underwood, who's an expert in generations, baby boomers, millennials, and me going behind the podium, I suppose, speaks something about my generation as opposed to Christine. Christine was out among you, but either way works. Anyhow, I'm Larry Nespoli, and it's my pleasure to introduce Commissioner Aaron Fichtner. But before I do that, raise your hand if you're from the K-12 world. So wonderful, wonderful. And the higher ed world, community college world, fantastic. So let me just take about 30 seconds to speak to the K-12 folks. The community college folks know all of this, but I want to make sure just a little more context to what Christine just sketched for you. The American Community College Movement's celebrating its 50th anniversary, 50th birthday this year in our country and in our state. And if you think about it, it's less than one lifetime. It's quite remarkable that this movement has gone from 0 community colleges to now about 1,200 throughout the country. In New Jersey, 19 community colleges. You might be curious, 21 counties, 19 community colleges. Why the difference? We have 2 places where 2 counties support 1 community college. Throughout the country, we've gone from 0 students to now about 12 million community college students. In New Jersey, over 400,000 community college students in our state. So by any standard, any yardstick, I'm sure you agree, it's just a tremendous success story. I could go on, I won't. I'll just close by saying it's really several colleges rolled into 1 community colleges. One, if you're interested in a bachelor's degree, you can get a jump start on that in a high quality, affordable way by going to Middlesex County College, Mercer, where I live. That's mission number 1. Mission number 2, we'll be speaking about all 3 of these today, but career programs that there are many. I know Bob and Aaron use the phrase, others do, middle skill jobs. I'm not sure that's the best label, but it's one that's getting some currency. Jobs that require some college, but not necessarily a bachelor's degree, technical skills. So think IT, think nursing, think respiratory therapy, think advanced manufacturing. That's mission number 2. And mission number 3 is the larger continuing ed space that is about industry recognized credentials that don't necessarily immediately mean a college degree. So all of that wrapped into 1, it's a great success. And you K-12 New Jersey leaders, I think it's fair to say nationally, New Jersey's public schools have long been recognized as a leader, really nationally. Great graduation rates on average we read about. But we're proud recently, as Christine showed you, especially in this student success space, that New Jersey's community colleges are increasingly seen as a leader. These 50 years that I'm citing, the first 45 years, if you had to pick 1 word to describe the community college mission, what would you think it would be? 1 word: access. Access. Community colleges were founded on the fundamental principle of providing access, opportunity, for those money from families that previously would not have that access. But for the past 5 years, we're still passionate about access. But we're here today to talk about what's really the last 5 years in this community college movement. The 1 word: success. Access is great, but it's not good enough. It has to be access to success, to completion, to graduation. So with that as background, and by the way, on that point, since we started the Center for Student Success, I got to brag on Christine Harrington. By the way, what the heck did she do to get you all here so early this morning? If we can bottle that, we can all do well in using that potion elsewhere in our life. But Christine pointed to the map with centers, and in the round that we applied, there were 30 states that applied, and only 3 were selected for the Kresge funding. So we're real proud of that. And with Christine now leading this team, in the years that we've had this center, now listen to this, the total number of New Jersey Community College graduates has increased over that 5 years by 45%. That's pretty impressive. So we're proud of that. All right, so now on to what Christine asked me to do. Aaron Fichtner. Here's really all you need to know about Commissioner Fichtner. If you were to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the high mark, to rank what a partner he has been for us, and really in comparison, I connect with a lot of states. If you ranked him on that scale, he would be a 10 plus. You know, Aaron, that doesn't really do justice. 20, 100. He has been that kind of a friend, a supporter. He gets community colleges. It's just been a terrific partnership with him. And by the way, look at the label for his agency. It's the Department of Labor and Workforce Development. Let's not forget that, and workforce development. That's really where we connect so well. And he says to us and to others, community colleges are a key asset for the state in advancing workforce development. Let me wrap up by just saying we have had a spectacular week, community colleges, again, because of the Commissioner's leadership. On Monday, we're our friends from Raritan Valley Community College. Raritan Valley, maybe some of you were there, hosted a great event with the governor and Commissioner Fichtner, Secretary of Higher Ed, Rochelle Hendricks. The governor inked, and our 19 presidents and Aaron put their names to a new statewide partnership to further advance this partnership and collaboration between the department and our state and New Jersey's community colleges. And Aaron, I don't know if you wrote the governor's speech or you coached him enough as he went off script, but it was really one of the more powerful speeches about community colleges that I've heard in a career that's now approaching 30 years in the community college world. You'll remember this, he called community colleges, I love this, 2 words, hope factories. Is that powerful imagery? Hope factories, he said. Community colleges are hope factories and play a central role in economic development for our state. He talked further about, in a personal way, about driving his oldest son, just graduated from Notre Dame, a great institution, but the governor did talk politely about, not every person needs a 4-year degree, that there are these middle skilled jobs and industry recognized credentials. So that was just a great day Monday. On Tuesday, the New Jersey Business and Industry Association hosted a higher ed summit. This is an organization in Trenton who has 22,000 member companies. And again, the commissioner was there taking the lead. I was especially proud. There were 2 panels, one around more traditional higher ed structures and mission, and the second around more non-traditional post-secondary themes, apprenticeships, industry-recognized credentials. We were the only higher ed sector that had a president on both panels, and I thought, how appropriate, because we have these several legs to our mission. President John Ping Wan from Mercer, where's our Mercer friends? Oh my God, was she fantastic in that session. And one of our newest presidents, President Eve Solomon Fernandez, where is Cumberland? My goodness, was she fantastic as well. So that was also a proud moment. And here we are today. Again, the common theme here, Aaron was central in making Monday happen. Tuesday, he was a leader in these panel discussions that I've just shared. And here we are today to talk about further connections around guided pathways. And Christine always coaches us, it's all about with the ends in mind. And in our world, again, we have multiple ends. We have students who want to transfer. To that point, Christine has been invited by the New Jersey President's Council, that's all 60 of our presidents in New Jersey, to make comments to them at their next meeting about guided transfer pathways, if you will. But the other end, of course, is careers. And that's principally what we're here to talk about today, guided career pathways. So thank you for being here and being here so early. And it's now my privilege to hand off to really 100 on a scale of 10, New Jersey's Commissioner of Labor and Workforce Development, Aaron Fichtner.
Thank you, Larry. That was quite an introduction. 100 on a scale of 10. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here today with all of you. First, Larry, thank you for your leadership in the community college sector. Such an important partner to everything that we're trying to do. Christine, thank you for giving me the slide. But thank you also for everything that you do at the Center for Student Success. I want to talk to you I'm technology challenged this morning. Okay. I wanted to talk to you all this morning about a new broad initiative that we have launched in partnership with our Department of Education and our Office of the Secretary of Higher Education. And I wanted to explain what we're doing and why, but more importantly, to ask for your help in this broad effort. So Larry kind of stole some of my thunder by talking about Monday's great event with the governor. But at Raritan Valley Community College, the governor not only signed an agreement between the Education Department, the Labor Department, the Office of the Secretary of Higher Education, the governor, and all 19 of our community colleges, but he announced a new commitment in state government to work collaboratively with all of you and with partners across the state and with businesses to work to increase the number of adults in our state that have an industry-valued credential or degree. and he announced that we have set a goal in New Jersey of getting to a point where we'll have 65% of our adults with a post-secondary industry valued or degree by the year 2025. And to do that, we are launching our Many Paths, One Future initiative. So I want to do three things today. First is to explain why did we do this and what does it mean, but then to give you some of our thoughts on how we can all work together to achieve that goal. And then I want to make sure we have some time for questions to get some dialogue with all of you. So the economy in New Jersey is strong. We've recovered well more than the jobs that we lost in a very, very difficult recession. We've gained 326,700 private sector jobs since February 2010. The unemployment rate is 4.4%, much lower than the national average of 4.7%. So we have 78,000 more private sector jobs than we did at the high point before the recession. So the economy in New Jersey is strong. But we all know that our most important competitive advantage in the state is our skilled workforce. Companies come here, they grow here because we have perhaps one of the most skilled, innovative, productive workforces in the country and the world. We believe strongly that we need to protect that asset and grow it to make sure that we stay competitive as a place that people want to do business and that grow our economy, but be a great place for people to be here and raise their families and have a good life. We all know that the requirements of jobs are increasing. I don't need to tell you that. You're on the front line of giving so much important guidance and advice to students at high schools and colleges. You know as well as I do that employers are increasingly asking for more skills, more education from their workforce. That has a lot to do with changing technology and economic trends. We all hear about the advent of driverless cars and new technology and robots. The world is rapidly changing. And we all recognize that increasingly more and more of our workforce will need to have some post-secondary education in order to be competitive, in order to have a family supporting wage. We also know, we talk to employers all the time in my department, that employers still are having trouble finding workers with skills in a variety of different areas. These skill gaps still persist, whether it's in advanced manufacturing, in logistics, in healthcare. And so we need to continue to work to close that gap. And labor economists across the country are beginning to agree, and business experts, that if we're going to have a competitive economy nationally, we really need to increase the number of adults with industry-valued credentials or degrees. So we have taken all of that information and have embraced that idea that we all need to work together to help people achieve some education after high school. Currently in New Jersey, about 49% of our adult population has some education after high school. If you add in credentials, it's about 52%. So while we are one of the most highly educated states in the country, we still are at a point where 48% of our adults in the state, in the workforce of working age, do not have an industry-valued credential or degree. If you look at the labor market data, and I know you all know this, that there is a strong correlation between how educated you are and how you will fare in the labor market. Earnings, your chance of being unemployed. We often heard about the recession affecting higher skill, higher wage workers, and it did. But if you look at the real damage that the recession did, it was the preponderance of the damage of the recession really fell on the backs of people who did not have education past high school. And so it is our responsibility, if we want to make sure that we have a competitive economy in New Jersey and we have economic opportunity for all our citizens, that we work together to make sure that more people have an industry-valued credential or degree. Larry mentioned in his remarks that we recognize that not everyone is going to achieve a four-year degree. That is an important goal for us to continue to help people get on the path to get as much education as they want and as they need and as they choose to have. But we also recognize that there have to be many paths to achieving some post-secondary industry-valued credential or degree. We want to make sure that people can get on a guided pathway so that they can move up the career ladder, perhaps a stackable credential that will allow them to get a job, but then go back to school, get that 2-year degree, get that 4-year degree, go on to graduate school. And so what we are doing in order to achieve this goal, this very ambitious goal of 65 by 25, 65% of our adult population having some industry valued or credential or degree by 2025, we have embarked on this effort called Many Paths, One Future. There are 3 critical components that we believe are very important ingredients in getting us to achieve that goal. But we also recognize that if we're going to achieve that ambitious goal, that it's going to take lots and lots of creative ideas from all of you and from partners all over the state coming together, embracing the idea that we need to get more opportunities for people so that they can achieve some education after high school that will allow them to support their families and contribute to the economy. So there are 3 important components that we are focused on. One is career planning and guidance. The number 2 is increasing and expanding guided career pathways. And number 3 is redoubling our effort to engage employers in this effort. So I want to talk about each of those 3 briefly and give you some of our thoughts and an overview of the things that we're doing. But I ask really today that we all join together in this broad effort, working together on this shared vision. So on career planning and guidance, I don't need to tell you all how important it is that people of all ages have good information about this ever-evolving, ever-changing labor market so they can make better decisions about the courses they take, the majors they pursue, the college and training schools they go to, and the jobs that they apply to. And so last year, we joined with community colleges, with libraries and community faith-based organizations and our workforce development partners to launch our Career Connections initiative. Bob Grimmie and his team are here today. I think they've got a breakout session later to talk about Career Connections. Career Connections is really 3 things. It is a website, it's a service delivery model, and it is a network. So we launched careerconnections.nj.gov as a single source of information for people making career decisions. It's organized around a service delivery model that we worked very hard to develop, which is organized around 3 very simple steps: plan, prepare, and succeed. So Career Connections website and the service delivery model guides people through the process of making a career decision, gaining labor market information. And our team, David Ramsey and Jason Timian, are here from our labor market information team who do a tremendous job making sure that we've got great data in the hands of a lot of decision makers. So the Career Connections effort is also not just a website and a service model, but is also a network. We believe that we need to make sure that every adult and every young person has access to high quality career information when they need to make a decision. And so, like I said, we've joined with the community colleges, with libraries across the state, and with community organizations to agree to use the Career Connections model and information and website to deliver information. We're going to be building on this effort by creating a governance team that will work with us to expand the Career Connections model, to improve our website, and to find better ways to deliver career information across New Jersey to more citizens. The second point is really expanding the number of career pathways that we have in New Jersey. The Center for Student Success has been a real leader in the idea of building guided pathways. So we're going to make sure that we've got more paths for people to pursue that lead to an industry-valued credential. And so our department has made a wide array of investments in higher education institutions and community colleges, working with employers to first understand the changing labor market needs and employment needs of employers, and then to build programs that respond to those needs and get people that industry-valued credential. We believe that those programs are most successful when they involve work-based learning and structured learning experiences, when they are stackable, when the credential that someone earns will allow them to get college credit so that they can move on and get additional education, so that none of our pathways are dead ends, but they are a starting point for people in their careers. And when these programs have important linkages back to high schools, to make sure that there is a set pathway that people can pursue to get into higher education, to get that credential, get that credit, and to get a job that will allow them to start their careers and move up the career ladder. The third component is improving our interaction with employers. Our department has been devoted over the last 7 years to building partnerships with industry associations and employers across the state to first better understand their needs, but also to bring them to the table and get them involved in all the work that all of us do. And so we are working with our 7 industry-focused talent networks to bring more employers to this effort. We'll be working with higher education institutions and with high schools to make sure that we're connecting those employers to the programs that you run so that we get more employers involved in advisory groups, more employers involved in donating equipment, giving expertise, offering structured learning experiences. We have built a strong relationship with our industry associations, and we know that employers are interested in joining this effort, and we're going to work to connect them in a more thoughtful way to all the great work that's going on. We believe that employers need to be an important partner in this effort. And lastly, when it comes to employers, we believe strongly that we need to work to expand the number of structured learning experience, work-based learning opportunities, paid internships in the state. The data is pretty clear that young people that have work experience while they're in school are more likely to have positive labor market outcomes and careers later in their life. They make better career decisions. They become better employees. They know what they like and what they don't like. They learn about what it is to go to a job every day. So I think we believe strongly that we need to work together with our employers and with all of you to make sure that more of our young people have opportunity to paid internships, to structured learning experiences, to work-based learning. And our department later this month will be announcing a significant investment to help employers expand the number of paid internships that they offer to high school students and colleges. So we'll have more announcements about that in the future. So thank you all for all the work that you do. You all are clearly on the front line of giving young people and adults in community colleges the information they need to make better career decisions. I ask you all to join us in this broad and ambitious effort to achieve 65 by 25. 65% of our adult population having an industry-valued credential or degree by 2025, and that you work with us on this many paths, one future. We have one future, one collective shared future in New Jersey. We're all in this together. If we want to have a positive moving forward state, we need to have a skilled workforce. And to do that, we need to continue to build more pathways to economic opportunity for all of our citizens. Thank you again for all that you do. We all look forward to working with you starting today and in the future to achieve this incredibly ambitious goal. But we believe it is very, very important to the future of our state and to all of our citizens that we redouble our efforts to build more pathways, to increase high-quality career guidance, and to redouble our efforts to engage employers in this effort. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you to the Center for Student Success for your leadership in this effort. I know that you all will learn a tremendous amount today and look forward to working with all of you in the future. So with that, I will take a couple of questions. If we have a couple of minutes, Christine? Thank you, Larry. Any questions or thoughts?
Well, I've got one.
I'm sure there are a couple others too. But Larry, if you could start us off.
I'm going to give you a minute to think about questions. Don't be intimidated by his title. He's a down-to-earth coach. So, Aaron, not by accident that we have K-12 and community college leaders in the room. That's by Christine's design. So say a few words, if you will, about why you would say amen to our notion that the potential partnerships between community colleges and their local school districts, who are both in the communities, why that's such a fertile ground on advancing these initiatives that you've shared today.
Thank you, Larry. We all know that there is the challenge of when someone graduates from high school if they're not on a path to go directly into the military or into a 4-year college or a 2-year college, it's very easy for them to not know quite what to do, to lose momentum, to end up in a job that may not give them the career opportunities that they need. And so the pathways and the partnerships between high schools and community colleges can make sure that young people are on a path to make a seamless transition from high school to a program that will give them college credit and an industry-valued credential. And so when we travel the state and see the models that are developing with these strong partnerships between vocational high schools and comprehensive high schools and community colleges, the dual enrollment, number of dual enrollment programs that are growing is incredibly exciting. To be able to build those seamless pathways so there's a clear direction for a young person who wants to achieve any career that's out there for them. So as the governor said, quote him again, community colleges really are hope factories. And the partnership between high schools and community colleges is so important, and it's so great to see half and half of this crowd today be from the high schools and the community colleges. And I know there'll be a lot of informal discussions today among all of you about how we can continue to build and expand those partnerships that currently exist. Thank you, Larry. One more question?
Morning, Commissioner. You talk about having stackable pathways. This creates real challenges for higher education. A lot of the high school initiatives giving students credit. As a college council, when they come to us, many of the credits they have are not usable in degree programs. If they're doing an internship, there's not room for them in the curriculum. So, although a lot of this sounds nice, having college credit for experience and all that, many of those credits are not valued, not usable towards a legitimate higher degree. And that creates shell game sometimes.
Thank you for that observation and input. We know that this is much, much harder than it sounds. It's easy for me to get up here and say these words. But we know that the solutions are out there and the models are out there. We just have to work together to find the things that work, find the solutions, and to change. If we're gonna seize this opportunity, we're gonna have to find solutions. I don't have all the answers, but I know that the folks in this room, the other partners at the table, are going to have those solutions. So that's a great piece of input. I know this is not easy work, but we knew that if we did not set an ambitious goal, that we wouldn't challenge all of us to continue to work to find solutions to those problems. So I hope that we will continue to have dialogue around those and other issues with community college presidents and other leaders in high schools to be able to build more of those pathways that do not have the problems that you suggest occur. So thank you for raising that, and we need to all work together to solve that, and I assume many, many other impediments to achieving this ambitious goal. So thank you. Is there one more question or comment? If you wait for the mic, I guess.
Thank you. First of all, I apologize. I have a very heavy accent. In most of our high schools, we have students that are not being introduced to any aspect of visual arts. Recently, I was posted to a school to start doing construction. And some of the juniors came up, like what we were doing, asking people to sign up. But we came to find out that it was already too late for them. Can the state have a plan to reintroduce the full industrial arts courses in either the high schools or middle schools so that at least the children can learn how to use these tools and expand the vista of opportunities in life?
That's a great question. I think that we certainly recognize that there are many important career paths in construction and in manufacturing, and that we need to continue to work together to build the programs that will get people on track to those careers. The education department has been working with comprehensive high schools and vocational high schools to really expand some of those programs, but there clearly is more work that we all can do together to make sure that we're building those important pathways in the industrial arts programs. It is clear that from talking to employers, mostly in manufacturing and construction, that they have trouble hiring, getting entry-level workers. But those two industries can pay decent wages, family-supporting wages, and so we definitely want to make sure that we're building many paths, that we're building pathways to all of our key industry sectors across the economy, and that's going to take some partnerships and investments and partnerships with employers to expand those programs. So again, I don't have the magic solution to how we're going to do that, but I know there are a lot of interesting models going on. The education department's been working on that. We hope that we can find some creative solutions to expand those pathways across our industry sectors, including in the industrial arts. So thank you for that question. I think there's one question in the back of the room, and then we'll close it out. That's okay, Christine.
Thank you, Commissioner. My name is Frank Ruster from ACI Medical and Dental School, and we were speaking about paths to get people credentialed and moving on. We talked about the community colleges and the vocational programs. There's a lot of other private schools out there that do similar things, and to increase the pathway to success in optimizing the outcomes. Right? Is that also part of your vision for the Department of Labor to optimize the outcomes of the citizens of New Jersey?
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you for mentioning that. If we're going to achieve this ambitious goal, we have to look at all options, all pathways. And while community colleges serve a significant number of people and are important partners in this effort, we are also working to expand our partnerships with private career schools, with union apprenticeship programs, non-union apprenticeship programs. It's going to take a wide variety of creative solutions. If we're going to achieve this ambitious goal, if we're going to make sure that New Jersey has a strong economy and is a great place for economic opportunity, we all need to be in this together. There is a role for all of us to play in this effort. So thank you for that final question. I just want to leave you again. We have set this ambitious goal as a state because we want to start this dialogue with all of you and others about how can we achieve this goal, which we believe is an imperative for our economic future and for economic opportunity for all of our citizens. There's a lot of great work that has gone on in New Jersey that we can build on. There are challenges ahead of us, but I am confident that if we all work together, that if we focus singularly on that goal and on the idea that we want to build many paths and one future for New Jersey, that we can find the solutions to these challenges. So the ideas in this room are going to propel us forward. I know there'll be a lot of great learning opportunities today and a lot of great ideas. We look forward to working with all of you and all of the partners across New Jersey to make New Jersey a better place and to build pathways to economic opportunity for our students and all of our citizens. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you this morning, and look forward to working with all of you in the years and months ahead. Thank you.